Some of them be happy, some be sad. You know, I think the Lord that on today. And as I was looking at Mary and Bathsheba, and you know, I think about it, you know, that I told her, I said, I want you to research it on your own. And you know, and she was coming to me, and I was telling her, you know, that you know, some of the things that I had on her, and she was looking it up, and you know, and she found out a lot about Bathsheba. And you know, we look at these women as I guess you would say, the women's behind the curtain, because they don't be out in front like Sarah and all those women. You know, these women are always in the background. And that's why I picked those women. You know, because I know they never talk about those women too much. You don't find too much on those women. And you know, as I was looking at, I think one of them had Moses' mother. And you know how you don't talk of what her name, Joseph. You know, they don't talk about that lady. You know, because she was a woman in the background. You know, she never did come forward until the king's daughter found her son. Come on now. And you know, when the king's daughter found her son, that's when Miriam went and told her, and then she came forward. And you know, I looked at this and I was thinking, I said, now, it's something to this. These women had a connection some kind of way. These women was standing up for something. You know, like, you know how she was standing up for something, even though he put her down, you know, by using her against her will. You know, back then, women didn't, really, I guess women didn't have no will. You know, whatever the king said, you had to bend to it. Whatever the king said, you had to bow to it. And you know, these women was women that the Lord was using for this time. And you know, as I look at these women and I think about it, and you know, I think about Eve. Now look at Eve. Everything you look at Eve is saying. Now, she gave her husband the fruit, but the husband had a will too. You don't blame a woman for everything. You know, he had a mind. Yes, he did. If he didn't have a mind, he wouldn't have been able to name all the stuff that he named. Come on. See, a woman always been put in the background. But if you look at these women, I'm going to let you know today, these women is up front too. Amen. Even though their names don't be called, but these women are up front. And so we have the first speaker. And I know she can't wait to get it over. I ought to switch and go to somebody else. We're going to have Sister Art to come with Bathsheba.
Amen. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Y'all believe that? I ask the Lord to word my mouth. Let me speak what He give me to speak and nothing else. Let self be in the back and the Lord in the front. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I'm coming to you with Bathsheba, the daughter of Oath. Bathsheba was the daughter, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background real quick. She was the daughter of Elam, one of David's personal bodyguards. Also listed among those consisted of David's royal guard. Bathsheba, the mother of King Solomon. The queen mother held an important and influential position in the royal court. Influential, having influence, exerting power to persuade, producing results. She had an effect on people. People she knew. She knew King David. She knew Nathan the prophet. She was the mother of the King Solomon, soon to be the king. So she had some important friends. So we talked about influencing, being influential. How can you be influential? How can you influence somebody?
Come on.
I'm just a saved person in church. How can I influence someone? It starts at home. Influence your spouse, your children, your neighbors, people on the job.
Yes.
How can I be influential? Bathsheba, she was the mother of a king. She played an important role in his life, and as mothers, we play an important role because we pour into our children. We develop them, we help them become the people they're supposed to be, correct?
There you go.
So our influence shouldn't just be where you don't get results. We should get results. Our children is a product of us. So we can influence others around us. Don't just think just because you're not a queen or a king, you're not influential. Because you are. You can persuade others to come to Christ. As a saved person of God, you can persuade others. How can you persuade them? Attitude, lifestyle. You approach me wrong, I have an opportunity to be influential right there. Because if you approach me wrong and I come back in the right form, I'm influencing you in the correct way. I'm gonna produce results. But if I jump back at you and chop your head, I'm influencing you in a bad way. So we need to make sure we're influencing others in a positive, godly way. So we all have a way of influencing other people. It says, so the people that she knew was important people, correct? If we know God, we know Jesus. We know our pastor, the mothers of the church. We know influential people, right? We know how to get in contact with the man that can make things happen. So we know important people. So we are to use this influence that we have in a good way. Just like Bathsheba. Now I know Bathsheba was a lady who committed adultery with David, but that's another story. That was about King David, some of the choices he made. But Bathsheba was a person of her own right. She was her own person. Amen. And so it says that 1 Kings 1:13. Go at once to King David and say to him, my Lord, the king, did you make a vow and say to me, your son Solomon will surely be next king and will sit on my throne? She's asking the king a question because previously he told her that. And she's now going back holding him accountable for that. So that's why she's the daughter of oath. When you make a oath, a vow to God, that's a sacred thing. It's not to be taken lightly. It says, why then John become king, an oath taken in the Lord's name was inviolable. It was sacred. It cannot be destroyed or unbroken. So John was the first son. He was the oldest, not the first, the oldest son. The oldest living son of King David. And we automatically assume that gives him the right way to the throne. But that wasn't in God's plan. So David was 35 years of age. David, who was 35 years of age, and I'm sorry, that's a John. He was 35 years of age, the oldest surviving son of David, which we would think that makes him the next in line to sit on the throne. 1 Kings 2:15 says, as you know, the kingdom was rightfully mine. This is a John talking. All Israel wanted me to be the next king. How do you know? Just because the majority says one thing, but it matters what God says. He said all of Israel wanted me to be the king. But the tables were turned and the kingdom went to my brother instead. But that is the way the Lord wanted it. And 2 Samuel suggests that Solomon was the son through whom the Lord's promise to David for eternal dynasty would be carried forward. Thou swearest by the Lord thy God unto thine handmaid an oath taken in the Lord's name. So Bathsheba had to be gracefully, moving into smooth and attractive way, and she had to be polite and kind to approach the king. So this is what I'm saying is, it's all in our attitude. It's all in the way we do things. She could have became angry and bitter with the king because he violated her as a woman. He violated her, but she didn't use that in a negative way. Because he violated her, she used that as a stepping stone. She used that so when she need him to stand on what he said, that vow he made, she used that. She went back in a persuasive way. And she told him what he said. We can go back to God and say, God, you promised. God, you said this. God, you said that.
Good word.
And so she is giving us a positive role model. We can use her in a positive way. So it says that she was graceful. And she was smooth with it. She was polite. She was kind. Because when she went to the king, they had another woman in there taking care of the king. She could have got frustrated with that. But she didn't. She had an agenda, and she knew what her agenda was. And that was to put her son on the throne. So she used her influence and her persuasive power to remind the king about her son being the next king. So we too need to stop and think about our situation and see how we can be a positive influence on others.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm scared, but thank God. I just asked the Lord all weekend. I said, Lord, please, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I had one audience, my little grandbaby. She was just looking at me. And I was singing a song and everything. I was like, well, Lord, just give me your word to say. Let me say it so they can understand. And you can just get the glory. God is over. I'm Miriam this morning. One that's bitter. First of all, she was born in 1576 BC.
Come on.
Her parents' name was Aram and Jochebed.
All right.
She was born around the time of enslavement. That was meaning bitter. Like, the children of Israel around that time, they was in bondage, no food, no water, they was being whipped, little food, you know, just in bondage. So she got that name because of bitterness. The children of Israel, you know, that's like bitter. And, you know, they gave her that name. So she was the sister of two brothers, Moses, Aaron, and Moses was a prophet chosen by God. Okay, Miriam, she first appears in the book of Exodus. She was from the Levite tribe of Israel, Exodus, that's 2 and 1. Okay, Miriam, she had the opportunity in several roles that was important in Moses' life.
All right.
Okay, she was blessed to watch him as he went down the Nile River, you know, because Pharaoh put a decree out to kill all the firstborn.
Come on.
She had a chance to watch her brother go to the Nile River. And she had a part in leading the children of Israel from slavery into Egypt to the promised land. And that's Micah 6 and 4. Okay, and then I'm going to work with this a little bit. Okay, bitter.
Bitter.
Okay, I mean, don't look at Sherry all the time and say Sherry is bitter.
All right.
You can be bitter. You can be bitter. You can be bitter. You can be bitter.
Come on.
Don't always point at other people and say they're bitter.
Yeah.
You know, because anybody can be bitter. And after the crossing the Red Sea on dry ground, Miriam leads the women with the tambourine. She loved to play the tambourine. Miriam had her own congregation. She had the women worshiping. She had a song. She had a song that said, "Sing to the Lord, for He is highly exalted. Glorious the horse in His rider. He has thrown into the sea." That was her song. She had the tambourine. She had her own congregation going on. You know, but at first, you know, she was connected. And in the beginning, she was connected, just like us today. We're connected. But what happened? What happened? We're going to get to it.
Come on.
That's where she got inside the prophetess, because she had the little congregation of women. She was playing the tambourine, and she had it really going on. She was the first of only a handful of women identified in that way. It was some more women that said Deborah Judges 4 and 4, hold the 2 Kings 22 and 14,
Come on.
Isaiah's wife, Isaiah 8 and 3,
I know.
Anna, Luke 2 and 36,
Watch out
and
now.
Philip's 4 daughters, Acts 21 and 9.
Come on now.
That's when she was connected. Unfortunately, Miriam, the lady, she falls into a spirit of complaining, like we do today, complaining, murmuring, talking about this, talking about that. We should be praying, we should be fasting, we should be doing all this stuff. All right. We don't. Be somewhere talking about looking to see what somebody else doing.
Come on now. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
What he doing?
All right.
What are you doing?
All right.
Don't worry about Sherry, because God can take care of Sherry. We don't need any help. If he can feed the 5,000 hungry souls in bed, he don't need no help to take care of Sherry. He can put Sherry. And then, like I said, Miriam later falls into a spirit of complaining, both her and her brother Aaron, criticizing Moses for marrying an Ethiopian woman. But just like women today, who was it? Miriam was the first one criticized.
All right.
She had to start it off, just like women today. We always somewhere starting something. Why we always somewhere starting something? We always somewhere jealous. We always somewhere talking about somebody. We always got our nose somewhere that they don't need to
Come
be.
on now.
And she was instigating, she was complaining against Moses' wife, and you can find that in Numbers 12 and 1. The discontent ran deeper. It ran deeper. She wanted to know, has the Lord only spoken to you?
Right, come on.
She was asking, is he only spoken to you? Why he ain't speaking to us? Who are you, Miriam? Miriam didn't stand her lane. Come on. She couldn't say somewhere, be there, Tamarine. But she didn't. She was going around like we do, going around like we didn't know that being a busybody. Being a busybody. And then you can find it in Exodus 12 and 2. And a person, Miriam was questioning the Lord's wisdom in choosing Moses as a leader. God got angry. Miriam and Aaron spoke against the servant he had chosen. When God chooses somebody, who are you? Who are you to say that? God didn't say that. I know that's right. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this? Come on. You need to step back. Let God do what He's going to do. Raise up. And Aaron repented. He repented. But the Lord struck Miriam with leprosy, realizing the foolishness of their words. Like I said, she instigated it. So I guess then she instigated and started it. She had to get the leprosy.
Yes, she
Yeah, she got the leprosy. And Moses had to pray for Miriam. He cried out, please heal my sister. And the Lord was like, a death like, what? She was talking against you, and I raised you up to be a servant for me. And she wants to talk about you. She's going to go in the camp, and she's going to get this leprosy on her until I feel like I want to take it.
Watch out now. Watch
That's
out.
Numbers 12 and 13. Yes, it is. After a week-long quarantine, Miriam was held and joined the camp back. I bet you if that was me, I joined the camp back, I would have been running. I would have said, no more of this. No more of this. I can't take it. No more. When Miriam had the opportunity to show the people of Israel what it meant to live in love as a servant of God without complaining, murmuring about someone else and others, when you are not
Thank
God.
you, Jesus.
I should always remind us today not to judge things around us,
Watch out,
other
though.
people, what they're doing, what they're not doing. You need to just worry about you.
Watch out, though. Watch out.
Jealousy when God has given a specific call to someone else. You can find that in Titus 3, 1-5, James 1-26, 4:11-12, Ephesians 4:31, Philippians 4:8. At the end of the 40th year, Desert wondering because of the grumbling and lack of faith in God. Miriam, she finally dies. Yes, she did. She finally died. Her body could not hold anymore because of the safety of the lack of food and water. And, it took a toll upon her body.
Yeah,
She finally died. She died at the age of 126, around the Nisan 10th year of 2487, 1 year before the children of Israel came to the promised land. Also, it said a strange thing happened because this rock where they was getting water out of, when they was going around in a circle, it dried up.
Look at that.
When she died, it dried up, there was no more water.
My God.
So I did a research and I was like, I never heard about Miriam's well, so they named the Miriam's well after her. I didn't want to come with too much information.